Welcome to the buymeacoffee.com/James Poartistry, the coffee tips page that supports my James Poartistry creative productions and work. See also jamespoartistry.online.
Hello, Perceptive readers. Let me share something with you with the way that I not only believe in, but I've come to the conclusion you have to function this way in this system of things. And that is the way of having to humanely possible treat everybody with the benefit of the doubt on a surface level. This is what I mean. If a person says hello to you and you know they don't mean it, still, how would you respond back to that person? Just with a hello, and you go about your business. I mean, doesn't that sound humane? Doesn't that sound respectable? And that still shows, as some people would mention, a certain character about your own self. You see, it's in the adolescence or children or toddler age that as soon as somebody slights you in this way or that way, as a child, next thing you know, you may never speak to that child again, all through elementary, all the way to high school. Isn't that something? Even if the other child does speak to you or what have you. Well, as adults, we realize the world doesn't function this way. You will work with people, occupations, etc., that you don't bit more have anything in common with at all. But you know what? If they speak to you, you speak. If they ask for directions and you know what, you don't tell them to go in the opposite direction. Those are the traits of immaturity in children that do stuff like that, not grown adults. And that's a basic, simple example of what I would say is within everybody grasp in a civilized, society. And so, you know, in high school, see, because remember, you're switching from the childhood ways of thinking and getting more and more of those type of adult ways of at least understanding, whether whether we were fully applying them or not, we come to realize that, hey, these thoughts, these ways of treating people, etiquette, and things of the nature, it really works. And so you see, especially by the time you get your first job, you see what I'm saying, on the college, that you just be cordial and respectable. And you also realize sometimes that without getting into the deep relationships aspects of things, you see, you're going to need this person who may be of an opposite of your faith, belief, your skill set and everything. Why? Because there's a job that you're just doing. And once you do the job, then you go again your separate ways. And what has happened with society today, you do have some persons who in one way have taken the meaning of what family is supposed to be about, and they have expanded it so much to their businesses or other types of groups that it's then with the exclusion. See, exclusion means leaving out anybody who they don't consider family, even though this person is a perfectly respectable human being. And I ask you, do you think that is right of a society to go in that way? It's called caste systems and things of that nature. You see? So how is that still helping humanity? You mean to get to the point that, okay, if I'm a vendor and I have a product that then if somebody else wants to buy that product that I have right out there on sale or what have you, that I don't sell it to them because I'm not viewing them as my family? What do you think about that? It can go for other types of um, pursuits, uh, vendors, um, avenues, or where you go to perform. And it can apply in anything. That's why, you have actors guilds or writers guilds and all these type of guilds, but all the same, okay, they have their groups, they have their meeting for their different goals that they want to accomplish, you see. But they realize when it comes to especially the economy and buying their own products, they may be self-sufficient or what have you in what they need to do to accomplish their job. But at the same time, um, it would be a shame that no one would be able to enjoy their talent unless they were literally part of their group or family, like movie theaters. Um, One of the reasons why I'm mentioning that is because even in a documentary uh, that was talking about God and evil, that one famous, actor really realized that there was evil in the world when he was moving from where he grew up from, that everybody had the same culture or skin color, and finally end up experiencing another culture, different skin color, where everything had to be separate. And remember, it used to be a saying, separate but equal. Oh no, it never was. It never was. I mean, the utilities, the way stuff was prepared, the food, etc., was not given the same care as it was of one group. You see, if you were to go into a restaurant or what have you, um, it just wasn't the same. So I'm saying this, so these type of thoughts would stay in your mind. You may want to reference my podcast on VIP reading. Um, just put in VIP in the search bar for James Artistry.online, and it'll come up. It's a video, it's a podcast, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And so with that being said, remember, we are civilized. And when it even comes to God, uh, as human beings being made in his image, really, God hasn't given us that spirit of, may I just go ahead and say this, bigotry. You see, just to, uh, we may say we may not hate anyone, but you know what? Our treatment of that person can still be the actions of what hatred and bigotry is. So that's what I meant when I talk about if somebody even said hello, needed a glass of water, or what have you. You see what I'm talking about? And because you don't consider them as part of your family, so to speak, that you wouldn't even do that for them. You see. Uh, that's just an example. I'm talking you in general and not you who necessarily listening to this. That's just an example. So anyway, we have to function in this world, and to treat someone respectably, you see, cordially, which only lasts for a few seconds, or to a few minutes or what have you, is that really too much to ask to keep the civilization functioning in a sane and a reciprocal manner when it's necessary? Take care.